Hi, everyone. I'm Leslie, and I lead the global events team at Image Skincare. Today, I am honored to have the opportunity to sit down with the founder of our company, Janna Ronert. Unfortunately, Dr. Mark is under the weather, and in today's climate, it's just better to be safe than sorry. He sends warm wishes and will join us next time, and I'm sure he's watching. Janna joins us today. She is the chairwoman of the Image Skincare Board and the founder of the company. I've been fortunate to work with our founders for 10 years, and to say we've grown is an understatement. I have watched them lead Image from its start in Janna's Texas kitchen to a thriving global company with over 30,000 skincare professionals worldwide. And we're just getting better. Please help me welcome Janna, joining us from her home in sunny South Florida. Hi,
Hello.
how are you doing today?
Pretty darn good. How are you?
I'm doing well too. Thank you for asking. You
Nice
ready?
to
You
meet
want to
you.
just dive in and begin?
Yeah, why not? I'm just
Okay,
hanging out of my house today, not much else to do, right?
right. All right, so let's start. So there's so many people watching today that joined Image Skincare over the past year and fell in love with the brand. However, there's such a great story behind the brand, and I'm sure you'd love to share it. And I think you should. So, why don't you tell everybody watching today how Image Skincare was created and what motivated you to do so?
Well, thanks, Leslie. It's great to see you. When you say that, working and hanging out for 10 years together, that's just crazy. It's gone so quickly, right?
I
But
know.
started a little bit more than 10 years ago, and it's interesting. I didn't really grow up in the beauty business. I grew up in a small town in Nebraska on a farm, and I was always interested in beauty, but I don't think when I was young, I ever thought that was my dream to own a skincare company. But I think what I did grow up learning is a lot about being an entrepreneur, about dreaming big, and that when you put your mind to something, it can be achieved. I'm an esthetician, as a lot of you know, and in 2003, for years I had struggled with my own skin issue of rosacea, and I just sought out to really kind of solve my own problem. And kind of when I think back at the beginnings, I also remember, I think so many people that told me this was such a stupid idea. You can't do it. You're an esthetician. You've never run a company. Look at these big skincare competitors that you're up against. And how are you going to do it, Janna? And I think them saying I couldn't probably gave me a lot of fuel and energy to say, I can do this. I have a passion for this. I love this business. I love skincare. And we're going to build something really special. Just watch. So I guess 18 years later, it's worked. Get to work with people like you and a lot of you who are on Zoom today. So I'm very grateful that I took that challenge and took that first step and kind of always fell forward, not fell backwards in life.
Yeah, I think that we're grateful too that you started Image Skincare. So let's talk a little bit about how you feel when you walk in the doors at Image Skincare. Of course, obviously virtually these days, but what makes you most passionate about the brand?
I mean, first and foremost, my biggest passion are the products, and really creating products that work. That's the passion behind the ability to really change people's skin and change the way they feel about one another. But the most joy that I receive today after all these years is not only just changing skin, but changing lives. See how the product has changed people's lives, their business, their confidence in our own company, starting with one employee to the hundreds that we have now, changing their lives. giving, all types of people, all diverse backgrounds and education, the ability to dream big and to feel as though anything is possible within your own room as an esthetician, in your own business, as in your own room or at home now, working virtually, that still anything is possible with creativity, some innovation. And I think the most important is always stay positive in what you do.
I think that's really important, especially in today's climate, is staying positive and staying connected. So let's switch gears and talk a little bit about skincare. Do you think Image is the skincare line that can address all skin issues? And why?
Yes. I mean, I don't know what else we would treat. We have 100 products. The philosophy, early on in the idea behind the Image was that whoever walks in your door as a skincare professional, you should be able to pick up a bottle and treat it, whether it's wrinkles or or acne or pigmentation or sensitive or rosacea, sun damaged. So yeah, I think that we have set our sights on being able to not leave any skin behind. We had a tagline of that a few years ago, and I think it's very true. We really don't leave any skin behind.
It is true. We carry our Hormetic line all the way to chemical peels. So I think that is very indicative of that. So why do you believe that Image Skincare, or why do you believe in Image Skincare over all other lines? And what makes us stand out in your opinion?
That's a really great big question because, in 2003, there were certainly some very key players in the professional world of skincare. But fast forward to 2021, and it's a very long list of people who have entered the skincare world. But from a professional standpoint, I think the key of our products, and I guess the secret sauce, is what we promise really delivers. And I think being an esthetician, after 17 years, every single product, every single ingredient has to pass the Janna test. So, you see these great products on the shelf, but what a lot of you don't see is behind the scenes, the thousands of rejections. What you don't see is a lot of really terrible skin that I had to endure, and I still endure. I know 2 or 3 weeks ago, we're trying some new products, and I of course slathered on this new product that we're looking at, and I had a really bad chemical reaction to it. So there's a lot of rejections, thousands and thousands over the years of what you don't see, in order to have that bottle on your shelf, to launch it, to discuss it with the client. And I think that the true test, which is really interesting, is in a company, how many returns do you get? And I think I've told this story in some meetings before, but it'll be interesting. When we first hired our first CFO, who by the way happens to be a woman, and by the way is amazing, she looked at the balance sheet and she said, there must be a mistake on the return section, because this can't be right for a company of this size. And so I think the true test is the customers, how they feel. Do they like it? Do they believe in it? Do they want to buy it again? Or do they say, take it all back? And we have very, very few returns in our company, knock on wood, that I'm very happy about, because I think our team and a lot of you out there do an amazing job of educating and giving the customer what they need versus what they might think they want. And that is really a sign of, I think, a professional skincare company. That certainly sets us apart.
It does set us apart. So speaking of professionals, we have everybody on this event and watching is a skincare professional. So
Yay, thank you for joining today.
I know. And also, to add to that, they're in different stages of their career. So
Sure.
for all of the people that are watching, the licensed esthetician that just started and the business owner that just opened their doors, what piece or pieces of advice would you give them?
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot that I would give you. And today, 2021, I think the best piece of advice I would give you is social media, is the ability to promote yourself via social media today. Because it's kind of easy for your passion to shine through when you're in person to somebody, but in this virtual world of what we live in, you got to let your clients or prospective clients know what you're really passionate about, what you're really, really good at. So I think that's the first piece of advice is social media. Really try to stay connected. And I've been so proud of a lot of Image's accomplishments, but in 2020, immensely, enormously proud of how we stayed connected to you, the professional, teaching you to do online consultations, virtual consultations, offering products that we can drop ship. I mean, staying connected to your customer in different ways. How do you get back to business safely? And so that's one piece of advice I would say is stay connected to your community. And I think like the inauguration yesterday, it holds true even in our profession. The more united we are, the stronger we are. And so to stay connected to your esthetician group, to your company like Image, if you work with us, every way from your sales representative in your field, or if you don't have one, to our internal sales, to our webinars, to these events. I think the more you stay connected, the better success you'll have. And the last piece, which is the biggest key that I preach a lot, is you have to dream big. You know, if you don't dream big, you will get little. So the higher your goals, I promise you, the closer you will get to those. So especially in 2021, we're kicking off a new year. It's January, kind of time to plan those big goals and dream big because you're in a great profession. Couldn't be better right now.
Well said. And it's so funny to think about, 10 years ago when I joined the company, and obviously before that, that there was no social media there, it didn't exist. And to imagine where we are today, we're always so connected. We're sitting on a computer hosting an event, and
Yes.
yeah, exactly. And we're staying connected. And you're absolutely right. To stay connected is probably the most important thing, other than dreaming big.
That's right.
Okay, so it wouldn't be a conversation between the two of us if I didn't ask you personal questions. So I'm going to start asking you personal questions. You ready? Okay. So how did you meet Dr. Mark?
Oh, that's a good start. I met Dr. Mark in 2004 in Houston, Texas, at an international plastic surgery convention. And I had a small little booth at the convention, and he had come from Germany to speak on a subject about reconstructive surgery. And voila, we met. And it wasn't really particularly love at first sight. It was like at first sight. We had a lot of common interest. I thought he was very stubborn. I think he thought that the same of me. But and then the next year, I actually moved to Germany for almost a year, and then we got married. So that's how we met, and our interests have been aligned. And he's been working and formulating and the chief medical officer since that time, and he's been a huge support system for me, for Image Skincare, for our team, for innovation, clinical studies, and he's a really smart guy. So I wish he was here today. It's
Me
total
too.
bummer he's not, but
I know.
better safe than sorry, right?
Yes. And I hope he feels better soon. However, I think that you just made the best commercial ever for a trade show to meet your future husband, your plastic surgeon future
Yeah,
husband.
when you least expect it, right?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So when we had planned this, obviously Dr. Mark was going to be here and I was going to ask each of you this question. So I'm going to still ask you this question. Describe 3 adjectives that you would use when speaking about Dr. Mark. Or give
Intelligent.
me 3 adjectives that would
Okay.
describe Dr. Mark. That's better, right?
Intelligent,
Mhm.
disciplined, Uber German, and loyal. Very, very loyal.
Okay, so if he was here sitting next to you, or if he was there sitting next to you, what 3 adjectives would he use to describe you? What do you think they would be?
Oh, I don't know what he would say to describe me. I don't know. What does he say? Let me think of some things he says about me. I'm like a dog with a bone sometimes. uh, what does he say? I'm the Energizer Bunny. I never probably shut up from the time I open my eyes till the time I go to sleep at night. I'm constantly talking. He has been guilty of falling asleep while I have been talking to him on an airplane or in the evening. I'm not proud to say that, but that's true. And probably I'm kind of a crybaby. Sorry, I'm a little emotional when things like get to my heart. You know, I can be pretty focused and maybe, you know, a strong leader, but when something gets to me, I cry. I let it out. So
You do.
my
I've
dad,
witnessed it.
my dad said that, you know, people who have a good conscience can sleep good and cry good. And I do both well. So maybe I have a good conscience. I don't know.
Okay, so I sent him a text and I said, could you tell me the 3 adjectives that how you would describe Janna? So you ready for his first one?
Any lot of email, or are you really going to say them?
So his first one is, and it's really funny because you were spot on. He said that you are a dog with a bone. You are stubborn, and if you have a goal, you will do anything to achieve it. So you literally said the same thing. So there's your first description. Your second description from Dr. Mark is that you are a true leader.
Oh, that's nice.
And your third description is that you're super hot. So those are Dr. Mark's that's his description of you.
That's good.
All right. I'm going to still keep going with personal questions, but I'm going to ask you your personal skincare routine. What do you use at night? And I will tell, or what do you use in your skincare routine? And I will tell you over the past 10 years when we've done things like this in person, we do a lot of Q&As at some of our events. And this is a common question over and over. What Image skincare products do you use?
Okay, so I couldn't bring all 100 here today. I guess I could, but it would have been a big basket. But you know, I want to high level talk about the things I think that are important in everybody's skincare diet. I guess as an adult, right? Not a child, but as an adult. And I'm a big fan of vitamin C. And so I did grab a couple things out of my bathroom this morning. They're a little dirty because I literally got them out of the bathroom. And my product that I've been using for 18 years now is the Vital C serum. So that's a total go-to. And as I've gotten older, I use the Vital C oil every day. I mix these two like a cocktail, morning and evening. Face, eyes, neck, hands, chest, the whole shebang. I'm also a fan, as you guys know, of peptides and AHAs. So I use our total anti-aging serum almost every day in some capacity in the morning. The other thing that I think is important is exfoliation. So I love the Illuma powder. I mix this with almost all my cleansers, depending on the season. And I use the balancing gel polish in Ormetic because I think it's really a cool natural exfoliator. So I believe in exfoliation. I need a lot of hydration with my skin, so I can't live without the hyaluronic acid. This is almost empty, but I even carry it in professional size because I use so much. And then my favorite masks are new masks that we've put in the market just a couple of years ago. One is the firming mask that's blue. You look like a Smurf when you put it on. And my other favorite mask is the sheet mask that I use for like to really be Zoom ready. And I'm a big fan of retinols, so I love the total overnight retinol mask. So those are some of my favorites. And then my newest favorite is, you guys know, is the wrinkle smoother. I love this product. I put it in the refrigerator. It's very cooling. I use it all over. So those are some of my favorites. But
That's a lot.
You traveled. You know that my suitcase for skincare is as big as my suitcase for clothes. So
that is a very true statement.
That's a lot.
And you always have about 10 to 15 trial kits in your purse.
Always.
To hand them out.
You never know. Your bag gets lost. You know, I always carry a trial kit with me.
Yes, you do. So I'm going to ask you this question. What does Dr. Mark use?
He loves the MD line a lot. He loves the MD eye cream. He likes that gel polisher a lot. And he likes the hyaluronic acid serum. He likes all of our sunscreens, probably likes the 50 the most, but he likes the MD sunscreen also.
Yeah, I know he loves that. He loves the MD line. I mean, he created it, so he really loves it. And it's a fantastic.
He likes that powder. He uses the powder, the exfoliating powder, and mixes it with a lot of stuff. So he's got a big bathroom, not as big as mine, but he's around.
He does. He does. Okay. So speaking of all those products and fantastic formulations, have you ever considered opening a school to showcase all of those beautiful products and formulations?
Well, based on my success as a teacher during COVID with my kids, probably the answer is no, because I got an F, failing. But, you know, I was just thinking that we kind of are a school at Image Skincare. I mean, one of the pillars of starting this company was for me to allow and be a vehicle for free education, you know, because what you learn in aesthetic school is great, the basics, but to really become a skilled esthetician and knowing the skin and knowing how to treat the skin and really fulfilling that age later promise, you got to get education. So I think through the years, or I hope our professionals feel like we've been a great source of education, and we still are. Look how many online programs we have now, you know, not only skincare, but business building and consultations and social media. And I hope we kind of are an education, but I don't know, maybe I should ask the people watching, should we start a school? Maybe we should, you know, add one more check box to the list. But I never really thought about a specific school, but maybe if the viewers think that would be beneficial as we get out of this COVID, maybe we do that.
Maybe. And I think that something that resonates with me when I started my career with Image, most of, if not all of the events we produced were education based.
Yeah.
So I know how important education is to you, to the brand. And just like you said, we have a virtual school online with all of the webinars that are available live and to watch if if you didn't catch it live, they're all available on demand. So that is very true. We do have a mini school online where you can really log in and learn.
I think so too. And the behind the scenes at our company is every single person, as you know, but maybe the viewers don't know, everybody in our company goes through product knowledge. From everybody who packs a box to answering the phone in finance, they all learn about the product. They may not have a deep dive of every single ingredient. Some may, I don't know. But we provide that because I think that passion, when we're talking about what separates a company, that separates it. When somebody is packing the box and cares as much as for that little vitamin C serum to go in there properly because they're using it, they pack it with care. So I think that's also very, very unique about our company and very cool.
It is, and it matters. So, okay, so we talked personal skincare. So let's go back to some personal questions about you. So I know you have a daughter and a son.
Yes.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about them?
Well, they are 11. They're twins, Milana and Zurich. And if you had kids, which I'm sure a lot of you do, they could not be more opposite, but wonderful. They're both wonderful. But, you say you kind of have these mini me's. I see a lot of Milana in me. I see a lot of Zurich, that German tough-willed, in Zurich, but yeah, it's a great part of your life to have kids and to run a company and run a business. And I don't think there's a perfect thing where you can do it all, but I think you can do as best as you can. And we try very hard with our kids.
So what do you tell Milana when you're talking to her about women, leadership, and success? What are your thoughts, and what do you talk about with her when you're chatting about that?
That's an interesting question. And I think yesterday was a prime example how we watched, regardless of what party you're involved in, but we witnessed the first female vice president of the United States of America. And that was an incredible event for me. We watched it together for her. We talked about it. But I've always told her, like I was raised, that you can do anything. You can be anybody you want. You can do anything you want. And I think, actions speak a lot louder than words. I think your kids watch a lot more of what you do versus what you say. And so I know that she has watched Mark and I through the years put in the extra hours, put in the extra effort, go the extra mile for the company, for the products, for our business, for our employees. And so I think she sees that. Zurich would like to be an inventor, and Ilana wants to be the boss lady. So we'll see what happens, but so far that's her intent right now. But
So
I think your kids really watch what you do. They watch your behavior, and that's what matters the most.
yeah, and that's funny. So Zurich wants to be an inventor, kind of like Dr. Mark creating products, and Milana wants to be the boss lady, kind of like you starting our brand. So
Yeah.
they
I
follow
think
in
you
your
get her off
footsteps.
TikTok. If I can get her off TikTok, I have a good chance of her being a boss lady.
Oh, good luck with that. Okay, so looking back, what's one piece of advice or many pieces of advice that you would give your 25-year-old self?
25-year-old self, which was 30 years ago, by the way. 31. I just had my birthday January 7th. I would say you are enough, and that your worth is not dependent on what other people say or feel or view you. Your worth is how you feel about yourself, and you are enough. And if you use the power of your voice, if you use the power of your leadership skills, of your ability to move things forward, you're enough. So that's what I would tell myself, that you know, I used to dwell a lot on what other people thought and how I should do things. And when you should just like follow your heart, follow your gut, and have integrity in the best way that you can. And I think that success will come to you.
I think that's such a powerful statement, that you are enough. And I think that especially when you're 25 and you're questioning everything and you don't know where the world is going to lead you, that is such a strong statement. So
Yeah,
thank you for sharing that.
you're welcome.
All right, so let's talk about some comic relief. What, over the past 14 years, what was one of the funniest moments at Image Skincare?
Oh man, I mean, Leslie, we have traveled for 10 years together. There are so many funny stories. I don't know. Let's see. I think early on, you know, the funniest story was, and some of you are probably way too young to know this, but Southwest Airlines, you used to be able to take as many bags as you wanted, literally, with no fee. And so when we would go to trade shows, specifically Las Vegas, and maybe some of the reps who have been with us remember this, we used to carry like everything for our trade show on Southwest Airlines. So we would just like be loading boxes, unpacking boxes, you know, carrying those carts to really save on shipping, you know, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So that was kind of funny. I mean, I don't know. We've traveled so much. What do you think are some of the funny stories?
Oh, I have so many. um, so one funny story. We were at an event and we had about we had traveled to an event and there were about 400 people registered to come to this event. I was in the venue setting up everything, getting everything ready, testing the audio visual, testing whatever you could test, making sure everything was perfect. And I see a phone call from you and I answer and I said, "Hi Janna, what's going on?" Because of course, I'm busy, but I still want to make sure that everything is on track. And you said, Leslie, I have to ask you this question, that there's an issue. And of course, the first thing that happens is, my heart sinks. I'm like, oh my gosh, something happened. She has to fly home. There's an emergency. She can't make it. Who knows? So I said, okay, well, what is it? What can I help you with? And you said, I really need you to please just come help me upstairs wash my hair because my nails are wet. So I was extremely relieved that you were still attending the event and that nothing happened and no one was ill. But I laughed all the way in the elevator because you really did. You needed me to wash your hair, help you wash your hair because your nails were wet. Because in those days, I mean, you did your hair and makeup and your nails all yourself. And you didn't have anybody do a blowout for you or put your lashes on. But yeah, I came up to your room and helped you wash your hair and get you ready.
Yeah,
So
girl
that made me
power. I
laugh.
would say girl power.
All right, so I know you have another funny story.
Well, we did, we're going to in the future, but we would have these big international sales meetings where we would invite like all 60 countries and all of our reps and all of our team. And after a number of years, we were thinking, what could we do that would just be like over the top? and shocking and really get the group revved up and excited and motivated. So one of my favorite singers is J-Lo, and one of Dr. Mark's favorite singers is Bruno Mars. So behind the scenes, we dressed up as the J-Lo Bruno Mars team. And we had one of his famous songs going on at J-Lo's, and we came out and we were dancing. And I mean, it blew the top off the roof. People were laughing and we were dancing. And so on Throwback Thursday, I thought it would be funny. I posted that picture for you guys to see because it is hilarious. Dr. Mark and all those chains and so you know, you gotta have a little fun too. You gotta have a little fun. We did.
That was a really funny sales meeting, and I know that people couldn't stop laughing. But I think it's really cool that you posted that picture. But do you want to tell everybody, some of the new people who don't follow you, what your handle is so they can check that photo out?
It's just at Janna Ronert, very simple. At Janna Ronert. So.
And one thing specific I remember about that, it kind of leads into another funny story, is I got all of the props and outfits for that event or for that moment.
That's right.
And Bruno Mars in the video wore a Versace silk shirt. And Dr. Mark calls me and he's like, I need you to get this whole look for me. We're going to do this. We're going to do this really funny skit. Do you think you can do that? I said, sure. So I'm Googling, I'm like, oh my God, what am I gonna, I'm Googling, what is Bruno Mars wearing in this video? I find out it's a Versace shirt, I find it, I call Dr. Mark, I'm like, I can make this happen. The Versace shirt is $16,000, I'm gonna get it. And I think he hung up the phone, but I ended up finding something that looked like it, but I will never forget shopping for gold chains and Versace knockoffs for Dr. Mark. So that was a really funny moment.
That was
so I'm gonna actually tell one more funny story if you don't mind, because I think that it shows and speaks so much to you and where we've been. So I'm gonna tell this story and I hope you don't mind. So we were at an event in Utah, and it was after an event, a group of us went to dinner to strategize and talk about how exciting the event was and how successful and how many people came. And we were at a fancy restaurant sitting down, we're chatting, we're drinking some great wine. And the waitress comes over with the bill and you slip her your credit card. And again, we're chatting, strategizing, and the waitress comes back to the table and she leans really low, but not, she didn't whisper low enough. She said, ma'am, your credit card is declined. So, I thought that was a really funny story, and it shows, things like that happen. And I don't know if do you remember that story or that time?
I think for any of you who are starting a business, don't stop going to dinner. Just keep going. Drink that wine, enjoy yourself, and B, make sure whoever you go with, make sure they have a credit card that'll go through. Because you never know when you're starting a business, you may just don't have that credit line, but you keep going. I put my chin up and I just leaned over and I said, Leslie, do you have a credit card? She said, I do. I said, here, this will work. So, in those early times, you're going to have those times, and it's not going to be easy, but just hang out with friends to help you for sure.
Yeah, that was a really fun night. Okay, so why don't you tell us something or some things about you that we don't know?
Well, I'm vegan. I grew up on a farm, but after many years, I kind of just researched a plant-based diet, and our tagline is age later, right? And so I became vegan, very happy I did it. I think that's been a big influence on the aging process for me. At 55, I ran my first marathon last year. My first and last, by the way. But I think that age later motto of trying to move and stay fit And, you know, if you want to have something, you need to do something you've never done before. So I did that. That was kind of interesting. For the last 15 years, I've only worn one perfume, and that is Chanel Mademoiselle. So that's kind of my favorite go-to.
Well, why don't you tell everybody what your favorite meal is and that what you could eat every single day for the rest of your life?
So I'm addicted, and I'm a closet tortilla chip girl and salsa. I think, you know, living in Houston all those years and having the best Mexican food anywhere in the world, that's my guilty pleasure. Are tortilla chips. I love them. I don't eat them a lot, but when I do, I can eat baskets of them. I was on Wheel of Fortune in college. So I was the big winner on Wheel of Fortune with Pat Sajak and Vanna White.
How much did you win?
I won a year's supply of rice-a-roni. I went for the car, but I didn't get it. I won a Lazy Boy recliner because it was when, you know, the wheel went around and you could choose what you wanted. It was in college. I was on Wheel of Fortune. What else do you not know about me? Well, that's quite a few.
That was good. I liked it. All right. So one other thing that I wanted to talk about before we ended our conversation today is launch party. So
Yes.
I know that is something that is very unique to our brand. I will never forget walking into your office. You called me down to your office. You said, I want to talk to you a little bit about something. And I sat down and you said, and we launch products, you know, every year, but you said, I want to do something different. What do you think if we launched products and we had every territory and country host a party and launch the products in a fun party setting? And I want you to put it together. So you did. And of course, you know, I was a deer in the headlights, and I said, that would be fantastic. Of course, great idea. So I know this year's a little different. So why don't you talk a little bit about Launch Party and it's evolving and what it's going to look like this year?
So our launch party, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think when you talk about what makes our company unique, kind of that funness, that innovation, I mean, we really started, we're the only professional company that does anything like this. And our goal was kind of be like, remember I told you, I want the ball to drop like New York. Remember I told you that in every city.
You did.
And I remember you said, how do you think we can do that? And I said, I don't know, that's your job, but I want the ball to drop in every city, every country at the same moment when we launch the products. And you know, what's interesting how this COVID and everything has come full circle, we're now going to do that. And that was our initial thought back then. And so here it is 10 years later. And again, when you start with something in your mind, you just never know when it's going to come back to today. So we're doing that. We're going to bring the party to you. We, instead of getting on a plane and shipping all of our things, we are going to stay in our offices and we're all going to be together for it, not in our home. And we're going to have a launch party and bring it to you. So you guys can be in your pajamas, you can be in a sequin dress, you can be in high heels, you can be in tennis shoes, you can be in whatever you want for this launch. And it's going to be February 15th, and it's virtual, and it starts at 7 p.m. And of all the years that we've launched some amazing products, I am the most proud of what we're launching this year. We've been working on these for a long time to bring them to you. And so, yeah, so it's very cool. We hope you join us. It's our whole team. It's myself and all of our team working together, and we hope you join us.
Yeah, so basically the party doesn't stop. It's coming to you virtually. You get to sit in the comfort of your own home and have a cocktail and you could wear something fancy up top and then, your pajama bottoms on the bottom. So I know something that's super unique to our launch parties is, when people would show up to the event, we would launch everything and then they'd walk around and try all the products. So, and that was super important to you, was to make sure that they were able to try the products.
Right.
So why don't you tell everybody how we're going to make that happen this year?
So instead of being, in at the launch party, getting your little goodie bag, we want to give you an opportunity to get a sneak peek and already get your goodie bag as kind of a pre-launch. So starting today on our website, imageskincare.com, we have our launch box reveal. And what is in this box, I can't tell you, but it is a full-size product and some other very, very cool things that we're launching for you to try. So we'd love you to be brightened, illuminated, and energized that evening. And this is your ticket to do that. So we're really excited to offer this. And we've been really making this launch party fun for you. So grab you, your friends, your family, your daughter, your son, and kind of show them what innovation looks like in the profession that you've chosen.
Yeah, it's going to be a super fun event that the whole team has been planning for months. And what a great way to follow along and to try the products in real time as we launch it. So that box is available on our website now for purchase. And you can follow along. And not only that, but try the products first before anyone else.
Totally. Yeah.
So that's
and
what's
the first ones to offer it. I think that, innovation in what you do, you said if you're a new esthetician or a professional, what's the best advice? And the best advice is to stay on trend, to be innovative, to offer your clients the best, newest products out there with confidence. So we're excited about it. We hope that you guys join us.
Yeah, everybody is super excited and we really, really can't wait for you to see what we've been working on. So I always leave my conversations with you, Janna, feeling inspired, and today is no different. We'd love for everyone to log on to imageskincare.com and order your launch party reveal box today. Also, don't forget to sign up for the virtual launch party on February 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, just check out imageskincare.com and you will not be disappointed, I promise. Janna, do you have any closing words before I thank everybody for joining us?
No, I just want to thank everybody for joining and really your support of Image Skincare, our brand, and how our company has grown exponentially with your support of the professional. I just want to say thank you. And Mark's not here, but he would say Dankeschön and thank you. And we're just, so happy that you all are a part of our Image Nation, Image family, and we have the ability to help you every day. So thank you, Leslie, for hosting this. It's always great to see you, even if it's virtually. And I hope we have another 10 years of fun with this company.
Yes, cheers to that. And I thank you for opening your home to us today and having this intimate conversation. And I really thank everyone who joined us today. And we wish you a skin-inspired day.
We do.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.